Hello and welcome to episode number 8 of Let's Talk Design. In this episode, I answer the question, should you really work for free? So this week, I'm just going to focus in on one question. It was sparked off by this question from Benjamin. Do you think working for free devalues design as a trade? If so, what are your thoughts on providing design to non-profits or causes close to the heart? So Benjamin, this is a great question. Thank you so much for sending it in. Do I think it devalues design as a trade? Yes and no. I'm going to explain this. So I think there's different kinds of free work that you can do. There's obviously speculative work, which is company A will ask designer to do some work in the hope that they'll work with them some more and get exposure and that kind of thing. And generally that's pretty frowned upon and it's probably not the best thing to be doing. However, there was a really good article actually published by Dan Petty quite a while ago about working for free and the benefits that he's had from doing that. So from working with a small client has actually led on to his biggest contract ever. So there are certainly situations where it can work. And of course, there are also the sort of design competitions as well. So, it might be somebody like McDonald's will put out a design competition and say, we want applications for our new logo and the winner will get £20,000 and as many McDonald's meals as they want or something like that, right? And generally, if a company does that, they'll get pretty bad press from the design world. And this is because there is one person that's benefiting, the person that wins the competition, and then there's the other 19,999 applicants that get nothing. Now, I get this, I get that people are annoyed by that, but at the same time, it's a free competition. You don't have to enter, nobody's forcing you to enter. So it's kind of up to you. If you decide to enter and then you get annoyed because you didn't win, then that's just sore losing, right? If you are going into it with the intentions that, well, if I get it, great. If I don't, I've spent a couple of days and I'm not going to miss that time, then I think that's probably okay. Generally, people argue that McDonald's should just be paying a designer to really understand the brief and understand the company and work with them. And they've got the money, so why do they even need to do the competition? The reality is that these competitions open them up to the public. It creates a relationship that they have with their customers, and that's pretty hard to get, in a lot of advertising. So, by doing these things, they are actually getting some more free advertising as well. So it doesn't surprise me that they do it, and it's completely up to you if you want to do those. The other thing is obviously, like you say, causes close to the heart or non-profits. Now, we've worked with a charity recently and it was a paid project. It wasn't a free project. The reason really is because they had a budget. They had set aside money for the project, and it was nearly a 3-month project. So it was a chunky amount of time for us to obviously do that work for free. But if you wanted to work with a particular cause or charity, then there would be nothing stopping you approaching them and doing that work for free. I worked back in sort of 2012 with a friend of mine who wanted a website for a local charity and just did some design work for them for free. And I've regularly done work for the community and for either local shops or things like that. Just because I want to help them out, and I think that's absolutely fine. I think there's a big difference between somebody asking you to do free work and you just making the decision that you want to help them out and give them something for free. There's a lot less in it for you because you are just deciding to give up your time, but it makes you feel good, right? So that's why you do it. So one of the other things is that I've done a lot of free work that isn't commercial. So my Dribble profile when I first started out in design was actually pretty much just exclusively like freebies or little pieces of design, me learning iOS or illustration or something and just putting it out there. And that was all non-paid, obviously. It's just self-initiated projects, and I think that is amazing in itself because you can learn so much and it exposes you to potential clients that may want to hire you for that. Another good one is I did a build off, or I think they call it build off, but they call it a design challenge now, for Net Magazine, and I'm going to try and find it. It's in here somewhere. So I don't know if you can really see this, but this was one of Net Magazine's design challenges, and basically what they do is they put a tweet out normally saying, does anybody want to feature in our design challenge? They set a really loose brief and you can just go crazy and make something, and you get a really good feature in the magazine. As you can see, there's like, you know, a double page spread with various bits and pieces and bios and things like that. So that was a really good thing to do, and again that was non-paid. I'm pretty sure they don't pay anybody for that feature. Correct me if I'm wrong, NetMag. I don't know if it's changed since 2013 when I did mine, but that was a really good way to actually get exposure and do something a bit different. So, you know, yeah, again, it's doing it on your own terms. I think that's the thing with free work, is that you have to be able to do it on your own terms, and you have to set the bar at what it is you're going to be doing. So don't say that you're going to completely redesign and develop a website for a charity if you haven't got the time to do that and you're not happy with doing it. If you are, say, happy with doing their logo, great, but set the bar at that, and you know, then perhaps try and go back and agree a fee for doing, you know, more ongoing work. So I hope that answers your question, Benjamin. If you do have any more questions, then definitely tweet me or email me. Details at the end of the video or down below. So that's it for the question this week, but I've got some more cool shit to show you. So yeah. So the first thing I want to show is a tool called Frontify, and what they've launched is this style guide creator. It's completely free. You can sign up at the URL that is linked down below, and it's just a really easy tool for basically creating style guides for the web. So this is a big thing and a theme that's sort of been going on throughout the show and also on the web and discussions in general. So definitely go check that out. It's really good for just creating quick style guides. So the second thing is a video about Gavin Strange. So Gavin is a designer at Aardman Animations, which is quite arguably the coolest place you could work as a designer. And what this video shows is the process of him designing a Shaun in the City sheep. It's really interesting. Actually, I'll put up a quick clip now.
Challenges I faced making barber sheep were just a variety of techniques, really. I hadn't done sign painting before, so it was learning the tools and the techniques and the materials to best take my graphic design and apply it to a big wobbly Shaun, which is quite tricky. The barber stripe legs were particularly tricky as well, just trying to work out how to get that spiral looking really neat, but to do it by hand. And then the gold leafing on the moustache was a technique that I hadn't done before, so it was all a lot of reading, doing a bit of research, and that was part of the challenge. It was an amazing challenge to have.
And obviously you can go watch the full video, the link is in the description below. And it's a really interesting video. Gavin is a great guy, great designer, and it's just well worth watching. And the third and final thing is Brad Frost's Death to Bullshit website, which is an amazingly comical look at the crap that we do on the web as web designers, website owners, marketeers, etc. And if you're browsing it, make sure that you turn bullshit mode on, because it's a perfect depiction of some of the stuff that we do to the web. So I'm not going to spoil it too much. It's also really insightful and really interesting, so make sure you go check that out. Again, link down below. But that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, as always, please leave a comment down below, or feel free to tweet me at DE and share the show. Next week, I'm actually going to be at Reasons to be Creative in Brighton. I am going to try and record an episode whilst I'm down there, but if I don't manage it, please don't hate me, and I will try and get another episode out later that week. But that is it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.